So imagine this, you're brushing your teeth, you're vibing to the radio, then suddenly a flock of geese flies over Greenland and the US almost nukes the planet. Yup, that almost happened. More than once. And we're still here because luck, broken wires, confused generals. Basically, Earth nearly exploded by accident. This is not science fiction, this is history. We almost nuked ourselves repeatedly because of math errors, clouds, and once a bear. So today on Infinitia Verity, we're diving into the most chaotic near-apocalypses in nuclear history, where humans built the world's most powerful weapons and then fell asleep next to the big red button. If you're into forgotten disasters, messed up history, and global oopsies, make sure you subscribe to Infinitia Verity right now, because this is only the beginning of history being absolutely insane. Also, like the video, or, well, your toaster might accidentally trigger World War III. Not saying it will, but are you willing to take the risk? Once upon a very paranoid time, the world split into two teams. Team USSR, Team USA. They didn't trust each other, at all. But instead of going to therapy like adults, they decided to build enough nuclear weapons to turn Earth into a microwave burrito. Enter the Cold War, a multi-decade standoff where both sides said, "Don't you dare blink or I'll end the world," and the other side said same. But here's the thing, nukes are scary, so both sides made systems to prevent accidental launches, which is great, until those systems start doing exactly what they're not supposed to do, because humans make mistakes, computers crash, and sometimes a training tape gets mistaken for an actual attack. Yes, that happened. So instead of global destruction being a deliberate thing, it became a sitcom full of misread radar blips, confused military officers, and one guy named Stanislav who literally saved the planet by doing nothing. The Cold War was basically a global version of two angry roommates sleeping with their fingers on the trigger, each thinking the other might go psycho at 3 a.m. It was a world where one typo, one blinking light, or one hungry raccoon could theoretically cause a full-scale nuclear launch. That time NORAD thought we were under attack, 1979. It's a normal day at NORAD, the command center responsible for spotting nuclear attacks. Then blip, 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 their screens light up. It says, the Soviets have launched hundreds of nuclear missiles. Cue panic, bombers are scrambled, missiles are prepped, phones are picked up faster than a TikTok trend. But hold up. One guy, a tech, notices something weird. No backup radar shows any missiles. Turns out someone accidentally inserted a training tape into the system. The one simulating a full-scale Soviet attack. 2. The Petrov incident, 1983. The man who saved the world by ignoring a computer. September 26, 1983. Soviet early warning system says nuclear missiles inbound from the USA. Stanislav Petrov, Soviet duty officer, has 15 minutes to respond. Protocols say, alert Moscow, launch counterattack, say goodbye to planet Earth. But Petrov hesitates. He thinks, why would the US launch just 5 missiles? He does nothing. Turns out the system misread sunlight reflecting off clouds as missile launches. 3. Operation Able Archer, 1983. When a NATO exercise almost triggered Armageddon, NATO runs a realistic war game, Able Archer 83. The Soviets, they're watching like paranoid uncles, and they think, this isn't a drill. This is the real thing, disguised as a drill. So they load their nuclear missiles, place bombers on alert, and prepare for doomsday. 4. The B-52 Broken Arrow incident, 1961. Oops, we dropped a nuke. A US B-52 bomber breaks apart mid-air over North Carolina. It drops 2 hydrogen bombs, like actual nuclear weapons. They don't explode, thankfully. But one bomb's safety switch was literally one step away from detonation. 5. Soviet sub K-129 mystery launch, 1968. A Soviet sub disappears in the Pacific. Later, the US secretly recovers parts of it, because the sub might have tried launching a nuke at Hawaii without Soviet government approval. The CIA built a secret ship with Howard Hughes' help to grab the wreck. 6. The Bear and the Nuclear Alarm, 1980. US military base, middle of the night, sirens go off. The cause? A bear climbing the perimeter fence, triggering sensors. But before they knew it was a bear, missile crews were put on DEFCON alert. 7. The Damascus Titan missile explosion, 1980. In Arkansas, a technician drops a wrench. It punctures a fuel tank on a Titan II nuclear missile. Fuel leaks, explosions follow. The warhead is blown out of its silo but doesn't detonate. 8. The Cuban Missile Crisis, the ultimate almost. 13 days in October 1962, the US finds Soviet nukes in Cuba. JFK blocks Cuba. Soviets send ships. Everyone holds their breath. Meanwhile, on a Soviet sub near Cuba, the captain wants to launch a nuclear torpedo, but another officer, Vasily Arkhipov, says, "Nope, we're not pushing that button." So, what did we learn? Humans are fallible, systems are flawed, and the Cold War was just one big group project that almost exploded. From confused radar blips to heroic hesitation, we nearly nuked ourselves multiple times for reasons ranging from sun reflections to wandering bears. After all these absurd close calls, you'd think the world would say, "Okay, let's cool it with the apocalypse buttons." And to be fair, we tried. Hotlines were installed. Hello, Red Phone. But guess what? Thousands of nukes still exist, and hair trigger alerts are still a thing. So let's recap. The world almost ended because of a training tape, sunlight on clouds, a dropped wrench, a bare and pure, unfiltered human stubbornness, and yet here you are, watching this video, alive, breathing, not glowing in the dark because a few people in the right place at the right moment chose not to press the red button. If you want more absurd true stories about how close we've come to catastrophe, subscribe to Infinitia Verity. We dig up the near-forgotten, the almost happened, and the totally unbelievable, so you don't have to. Welcome to humanity.